Welcome back, guys, or if you're new to my channel, this is Automotive Anonymous, and today I get to bring you a side-by-side 0 to 60 comparison, both off of idle and with a boosted launch, of all 4 engines currently offered in the F-150 lineup. So you can expect to see the 2.7 liter Ecoboost, the 5 liter V8 Coyote, the 3.5 liter Ecoboost, and the Powerboost. Additionally, I'm even going to include a 2.7 liter twin-turbo Ranger at the end of this video to see how it lines up. And if you get anything out of this side-by-side comparison on the same road, the same time of day, all that stuff on GPS, please consider liking it. Comment your thoughts and opinions below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Otherwise, huge thanks to Goody Motor. I will link them below if you're interested. They have a number of dealerships in southern Idaho, and they are fantastic to work with. But also huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Lasfit, but more on them in just a few minutes. Let's dive right into this side-by-side comparison. As I head out to the private road, keep in mind the density altitude is about 4,200 feet, so a naturally aspirated engine, which loses 3 to 3.5% of horsepower per 1,000 feet, could be down on power 12 to 14%. These turbo engines, they seem to only lose about half of that, so maybe up to 5 to 7%. And we're going to start out with the smallest displacement, this 2.7 liter, then I'll go to the 5 liter, then the regular 3.5, then the Powerboost, and lastly, the Ford Ranger. That's the order that I think they'll be the fastest or the slowest to the fastest in the F-150 lineup, but we'll see if I'm wrong. Comment below what your thoughts and predictions are. Otherwise, all these trucks will be in 4-wheel drive, either high or 4-wheel drive auto. They'll be in sport mode, and in advanced traction control will be turned off. So let's start with this one and see what it can do. 0 to 60 in the baby 2.7 liter Ecoboost. We're going to go off of idle. Let's see what it can do. Not too bad. 0 to 60 came in at 7.76 seconds. Boosted launch in the baby Ecoboost. True 0 to 60 came in at 6.68 seconds. So starting right off the bat, this one likes to be launched. 0 to 60 in the Ford F-150 5 liter off of idle. True time came in at 6.45 seconds. Ford F-150 5 liter revved launch. True time came in at 6.43 seconds, so very consistent whether it's revved or not. And huge thanks to our channel sponsor, Lasfit. I know a lot of you guys have heard of them before. Many of you have probably ordered their products at some point, but some of you haven't heard of them. So they are a name brand company. They specialize in a few different main categories, such as LED lighting upgrades for the interior and exterior of your vehicle to replace the old incandescents and halogens. Because even in the year 2025, 2026, some vehicles still come with those, which is kind of sad. But also they make some of the best floor mats in the business, usually at less than half the price of the main competitors. So they make floor mats for the F-150, for the Ranger, basically every other vehicle. And using my discount code of AA20, you get 20% off through the rest of the year on an already very affordable product. So in the case of, say, the F-150, your mats go from about $150 or $160, depending on how you spec them, for the front and for the rear, down to about $120. And if you want a bed mat for your truck, you don't want to pay $600-700 to have it sprayed, but you do need the protection on the bed, you can get a bed mat for a little bit over $100 with my code. So keep in mind, factory mats, some of them are okay, most of them are not. They usually are very floppy. They don't really have many good edges or grooves in them to hold water. Some of them don't even cover the dead pedal, but the Lasfit mats are huge. There's a lot more surface area. They're way more rigid. They're gonna last a long time. They don't slide around like this. They stay in place a whole lot better. And then they have huge lips and grooves to actually hold the mess in place so that it doesn't leave the mat and ruin the rest of your carpet too. So keep that in mind, Lasfit. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's video. 3.5 Ecoboost off of idle. True time came in at 5.84 seconds. 3.5 Ecoboost with a revved launch. True 0 to 60 came in at 5.49 seconds. 0 to 60 off of idle in the Powerboost 3.5 liter Ecoboost. Let's see what it can do. True 0 to 60 came in at 6.12 seconds, surprisingly. It's going to be interesting to see what this does with the boosted launch. Boosted launch in the Powerboost. It felt pretty fast. 0 to 60 came in at 5.63 seconds. Last but not least, we have the 2.7 liter Ford Ranger. I've done a few reviews on the 2.3 liter and the Raptor, but not this middle of the road V6 Ecoboost Ranger. So I'm really curious to see what it does. I will say during the heat of the summer, a base model XL 2025 Ranger that I reviewed did a legit 6.6 second true time 0 to 60, which is pretty fast. I'm curious to see if this slightly heavier XLT trim level can, beat it, can do a little bit faster, or at least decently faster than the 2.7 liter that you guys saw in the first one, the F-150. So comment below what you think it's going to do. Otherwise, if you made it till the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. Like this video, comment your thoughts again, subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to watch me make more videos like this, thank you so much again to our sponsors, Lasfit and Goody Motor. See you guys. Off of idle in the Ford Ranger. True 0 to 60 came in at 7.18 seconds. Boosted launch in the Ford Ranger. Oh yeah, that hits pretty hard. True time of 6.54 seconds. Not too bad. And then here is a graph to show all the results of today's testing. Keep in mind again that they all have a 373 final axle ratio, except for the regular 3.5 liter V6 Ecoboost F-150. That thing had a 355 final axle ratio.